Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 25 of Star Chasers Side Hustle. So it's been a bit. So last time, the group convened with the crew of the Winter's Tooth, and they started to talk about what they should do about the Clockwork Horrors and the Lost Ones. And there was a lot of plan formulation. And the current plan, which may change, and feel free, is they are going to go try and meet up with the Tabaxi cult on Hero Space, and then try and find some more information, and then figure out a way to get into Ignan's Horde, where they can get access to the Blood Crystal Raven Skull and the Library of Celestia, which allegedly has information on the Lost Ones, because it is from a sphere that the Clockwork Horrors destroyed. So, however, we are going to pick up as the crews are kind of dispersing. The two elves, whose names are Fenmayr and Yanara, approach Villyana and Orpho and Kore. And Yanara says, if we could have but a moment of your time.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Very well.
Fenmayr kind of crosses his arms and leans against the wall. And Yanara says, gesturing at the two elves, we kind of discussed this very briefly, but neither of you have ever encountered the Elven Armada. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, no.
Take it from us, best to avoid them. Keep your head down. Hoods up, disguises help. But, and here, perfect. It's just kind of,
Yeah, no.
the hair's
done.
just crazy sticking out. I'm sure Orpho has a full helm mask he can always drop on. But they say, but she says, now, the Armada has a presence here in fairy space, but we've actually heard rumors of a small colony that is unassociated with the Armada, and we'd like to go check it out. If you all don't want to, perfectly understandable, but it might contain some information on the Lost Ones. It might be a wild goose chase, but if you want to accompany us, they might also have some information, things you're all looking for, ways to get away from the Armada if it comes up. Always good to make more friends. Again, if you don't want to, feel free. And if you all don't want to, we will do something else. I have other things you can do.
I am curious and happy to help Kin.
Yeah, elves typically don't approach me for favors. Oh, is this a prank? Real quick, just have to ask, because fallen for these before. Okay, well, then yeah, you said, do you want to make more friends, I heard? So yeah, of course I do.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah,
I'm
Orpho,
pretty sure
you-
that's like her keyword is friends or friendship. So
Yeah, it's pretty much my activation phase. And yeah, Orpho, you get along well, okay, with your people?
Yes, I do. When I met them, I had a good time with them before my family was attacked and dispersed. So, but generally, yes.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that.
It's all right.
So, what? It's an elvish colony in fairy space.
Yes.
Okay.
But we believe it's beyond even the monarch of fairy space. It's there's not a lot that seems to be known about it. They keep to themselves, kind of keep out of space-wide politics. It might be a ghost story, honestly, but we're chasing a ghost story, so why not chase another?
Why not,
story?
indeed?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, my curiosity's piqued. I'm in.
Yeah, I can help my existing friends. Maybe make new friends. Yeah. Okay.
They say, excellent. We can rendezvous with the others when they return to Hero Space. We have a very small kind of shuttle that rests on the back of the Winter's Tooth. It's not very... You don't want to travel in it for a very long time. It doesn't hold enough air to do kind of sustained long travel, but it'll be more than enough to get you there and back to Hero Space.
Okay. Are captains and crew okay with this? Have you consulted them or?
I've talked to Mrs. Strongheart and Joseph Winters and Captain Winters, very handsome.
Is he?
He's okay.
He's fine. It's
kind of a crustache.
It's not great.
Are you under duress?
It's he prefers to be called Captain Winters, very handsome.
Oh.
Some sort of comment on his physical being or prowess.
It's like PhD or something.
Yeah. Humans.
Very special, old pale, something. Yes, humans. The short-lived ones always want to make an impression. So am I to understand that we then are to secure permission for our own leave-taking?
Yes, I did not speak. I did not want to presume or speak on behalf of you all to your captain or first mate.
That's good. Which of us feels Villyana? Would you like to, or with whom should we speak? Really, is there any sort of established hierarchy among our crew?
I believe that we report to the Hippo Man. Usually.
Warminster. Yes, I think you're right. Yes.
The goblin has insisted several times he's in charge.
Oh,
I don't trust him.
Why?
A lot of reasons. We can talk about it later.
Oh, all right. I'm
look
going to trust you
forward
on this.
But yes, I think. I think Alvar is officially the captain, right? He always seems to be drowned out in meetings, though, as the little ones snap at him.
He seems to be the pilot more than the captain.
Yeah.
Functionally speaking,
I've noticed that.
That's been my impression, at least. No aspersions to any position. Everyone contributes, and we certainly couldn't get very far without a pilot. Although there are other casters. Be that as it may, perhaps the Hippoman is our best bet.
Yeah.
Do we know where Warminster is?
Yeah. He's not hard to find by any means, both by his size and loudness.
Right.
He's currently shooting off into space and hooting, I'm pretty sure. Yes, if the Hippelman is not, in fact, themselves the person to talk to, I am sure he is the person who will point us to the right person.
I thought he was sort of supervising our...
He's kind of been,
Oh, that's right. He has been
probationary status here among the crew.
Is there room on your tiny craft for a Frankenman? We'll point to Princess Friendship, who does a very good backdrop.
Oh, that's a person. They'll say
Several people, as I able to understand.
As a mixed background.
Yeah. They'll say, do they breathe?
Oh, that's a really good asset. I mean,
Hold up like a mirror.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do they breathe?
No.
No.
I mean, it might be a little tight, but as long as they're not using up valuable air, it should be fine.
Okay. You hear that, Princess Friendship? That should be fine.
Yay!
Okay, let's go talk to Warminster and make them aware of our situation.
Okay, yeah, you quickly find Warminster, and he is indeed shooting skeet off of port side. Knifey is throwing trash. Pull.
Oh there.
Oh yes.
We've been approached for a reconnaissance mission about the lost ones by the pair of elven folk aboard the Winter's Tooth, and we are conferring with you. We have a quorum of desire here to investigate this lead, provided it is not going to impinge upon our duties.
Kind of thinks for a second, and he says, as long as you have a way to rendezvous with us, yes, you are free to come and go as you wish and please. I will obviously tell you if you are needed immediately, but it sounds like there's going to be a bunch of boring book stuff coming up. Snooze. So I think that should be fine.
Fantastic.
We have been assured a ride to Hero Space.
Excellent. Would hate to leave you in fairy space. Dreadful place.
No, why?
So much trees.
No.
I look forward to it.
I'm an enlarged mushroom girl myself.
The trees.
I pretty much like anything that's tall, so.
Okay,
You're an enlarged, right?
Oh yes, he acts like this when trees walk. It is okay, my friend. Princess Friendship, hug him. You are among friends. No trees can harm you here.
Oh, it's like a thundercoat.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. You're not back in the trenches, bows. Where were you?
Yes.
Mm.
Have you ever had trench mouth? Terrible.
Oh, terrible.
It's among some of the worst things I've ever heard. Then, well, congratulations. What? Nope. Follow-up questions will not make it better. Well, okay, great. I'm going to go take my soup off the broiler, and I'm pretty much ready. I don't wear any armor to speak of, so.
Knifey raises his hand and he says, Mr. Warminster, sir, don't you think they need some kind of supervision from a senior crew member?
Knifey wants to come.
Always glad to have more friends.
Warminster
Goblin in fairy space is probably just fine, right?
Yeah, Warminster will say, now, Knifey, first of all, you need to ask them. Second of all, you should probably clean up the kitchen. Well, with Villyana gone.
Knifey
will look at you pleadingly.
Do we want
don't we have
Knifey?
like limited air?
Yes,
an air
he's
charge.
tiny, but he will take a precious air.
We have been told that's a commodity.
Can you like hold your breath for a long time?
Oh yeah, upwards of 15 seconds with my tiny little goblin lungs.
We need
Oh,
a lizard folk or a turtle, right? They can hold their breath.
Yeah, I think they can hold their breath for like 30 minutes.
Something. How long is the flight projected?
The flight from here to there won't be terribly long. It will be much longer going through the flow back.
Yes, back to hero space. Yes, well, unfortunately, Villyana has no objections, but certainly someone else should.
Corey said she does
bottomless
not
pit.
trust the goblin.
That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that he's gonna come along whether we want him to or not.
What? I would never. I've never stowed away in my life. Shameful.
What is the reason for your interest, Knifey?
I just, someday, I will have a ship of my own. And I just want to get used to the burden of command.
Oh, you want to be in charge. Ooh.
Mm.
I would be the most senior cabin boy on the ship.
Well, being the only one, yes.
Technically, I'm the most senior cabin boy here, really.
You are. You absolutely. So it'd be a lateral move, really.
Interesting. Should be bossing around more people here.
Well, here's the thing. It's not really our ship.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
It's
our
not really
call.
up to
It's
us.
the Winter's
Yeah.
Tooth. So we need to. I mean, maybe one of their people.
Oh, yeah,
Could
you
come.
probably need to ask the elves.
They're looking at you and looking at the goblin like, no, please.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they said no, it's kind of up to them. Sorry. It's nothing we can do
Yeah,
about it.
there's no room. Princess Friendship, just stuff in. Like, I don't... Legs up.
Friendship
the
doesn't
chest.
breathe.
Pivot. Pivot.
Yeah, if you can get in, you can get out.
No, I don't think that's true. You at least have some strong folk with you.
Yeah, I send Starshine over to give advantage to Princess Friendship.
Yeah. Knifey looks dejected, but understands and goes about making a terrible mess in the kitchen as he tries to clean up.
Oh, he's going to get revenge for getting left out.
No, you just think he's just not very good at it.
Yeah. He's just incompetent as hell.
His incompetence is his vengeance.
I just...
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to think if I need anything else, but I will bring my my food gathering satchel and supplies.
Of course, yeah.
I'd love to
These
ask
two are
them.
high elves, correct?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. Yes.
We look at their eyes. How high do they seem?
They seem they're sort of pinkish, right?
Yeah, a little bloodshot, but you know.
Okay.
Mm.
No, they're holding it together though.
But yeah, I believe they are high elves, and if not, they are now.
Sure. Yamara doesn't know what to do with her hands, though. You can see it.
Inara. Oh.
You don't have to do anything with them, darling. It's normal. That's fine. She'll figure it out. All right. Avast and ahoy, right? I mean, let's...
Who drives?
One of them can drive, although actually.
And what do I, like, are we at a rowboat in space? Like, what's our...
I mean, basically,
Shuttlecraft.
it is yeah.
Space dinghy.
It's like an arc, but really tiny. But it's just like a totally solid little boat. It's got one gangplank. You go in. There's a very tiny helm. It's basically like a folding chair. And yeah, otherwise there's like benches along the wall where you can sit, but that's about it. It has no comforts.
It's the Mini Cooper.
It's bare bones as can be.
Right.
We compared it to Cerebro, but this is like the Bluetooth earbud version.
Yes, they just got one in. I believe technically the only one of you who can fly the ship is Villyana, because she's the only one who has spell slots.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. I don't have a ton of them, though.
Yeah, but Yunara says that she is a cleric and she can do it.
Okay.
So she will pop
We
in.
won't need healing or anything, probably, right?
You should be fine.
Okay.
She pops.
I can heal, by the way.
Oh, good.
I am a warlock of a very friendly unicorn.
Really? A unicorn?
Pops in the Bluetooth, and you all start putting away. Yeah, it'll take about an hour to get there, so if you all would like to chat in any capacity, please. Please.
Oh, could you
Invitation
ask about...
to faff?
Yeah, please faff about.
What tell me of this patron of yours?
Oh, Princess Rainbow Sparkle? I immediately fill an hour. No,
and go.
No, yes, I was there alone in the Underdark. Out on a bit of a, I show my athame of just kind of like, cutting ingredients for my dark soups. And I stumbled across...
Dark soup.
I stumbled across
eldritch broth.
a forgotten glade that must have touched upon some aspect of the Feywild or Celestia itself. Because there it was, like, actually quite bright and nice and well appointed. And there was just, like, a nice little pond there, and there was a couple trees and bushes. And out of the bushes, as if from a mist, came my dread goddess, Princess Rainbow Sparkle. And she said, "Oh, Villyana, you really don't fit in too much, do you?" And I'm like, "Well, I am sad. I'll never be a good mistress a lot." And then she was just kind of like, "Oh, well, you should totally be chill with me, and we could be friends." I was like, "Friends? What are those?" And she's like, "Oh, it's pretty much when people like you." And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah." And so she was like, "Go back to your village and tell them all about me." That did not go well. So, yeah. Real problem down there to mention people that aren't made of mostly spiders. So, but then I got another message, and she's like, "Yeah, this place is pretty beat. You should go up to the surface where half the day hates you." And I was like, "Okay, sounds worth it though." But I made so many friends, so in the end, she was proven right.
And now you're roaming the Phlogiston.
Yes, there's a real narrative gap there that I can't quite account for. Somehow I was in space. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what happens with most of us.
Yeah. So, your family was
my
diaspora affecting you?
Yes, they well, my grandfather did a great service to the Queen of the Summer Court, and she awarded him his own sort of pocket domain for our family that could travel between planes of existence. So I grew up traveling all over the place, and then something happened, and we were attacked by horrible creatures from beyond reality, it seemed, and we were all dispersed.
Oh.
I've yet to find any other members of my family. I don't know if any yet live, or if, I'm not even quite sure if I'm on the same plane of existence as them currently. So that's my story. I've just been biding my time, looking for signs.
Well, I am sorry to hear that, Mr. Orpho.
Existence is a series of challenges.
If I can do anything with the power of friendship, my invisible friend, Starshine, or my cooking, I will help you to the end of the Phlogiston.
Your occult bisques.
Oh, occulted bisques sounds great.
My Eldrick broth.
unutterable chowder.
My non-Euclidean bisques.
It is all in none of the angles.
So I should have changed the noun. A non-Euclidean roux.
I don't think that's...
It's mostly a milk based. Yes, and you're a super tall bunny lady.
You are super tall. I mean, are you? May I ask? I'm sorry. You're the first of your peoples that I've ever had occasion to meet. Is everyone quite as tall as you, or are you tall for your people?
Oh no, I come from a race of quite tall people.
And are you considered to be tall among them, or average, or
About
even
average to tall, yeah.
Okay.
But you get taller still. Is that?
Oh yeah, that's not average.
That's
kind of a thing that I do. Yeah, so like I kind of grew up in like kind of a blacksmithing part of town, and my people kind of like to play around with like magic and stuff a lot. So I kind of started playing around with like, what if I put some runes into this blacksmithing kind of stuff, and yeah, got some unexpected results, but pretty good ones if you ask me.
That's old magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Among some of the oldest, I think the most potent I've heard. Only tales of it. Are you a part of a tradition of practitioners, or this just came to you?
I was just kind of messing around with it on my own, but
Wow.
So this is not the family legacy of blacksmiths, or
no, not really. We just kind of experiment a lot in where I'm from.
wow.
Fenmayar leans forward and he says, Austerian magic? Giants?
We maybe call it something different where I'm from, but yeah, I suppose it would probably be approximated to a giant.
You do become pretty giant.
He's been pretty quiet, but he seemed interested in that. He kind of leans back and it seems to think about it for a bit, but...
Are you a giant specialist, sir?
No, I'm a bit of an archaeologist, or I was before I joined the Navy. Just curious about this sort of thing. I've been in a couple of giant ruins in my years.
Fascinating. So you think it's old lore that Corey's just tapping into?
The giants used powerful runes to enchant and craft magic. Many of them were not talented proper spellcasters, but fire giants, for instance, were some of the most renowned rune masters from my sphere.
Interesting.
Yeah, my people tend to be kind of keepers of old lore, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe at one time we had something akin to your giants and they left something behind similar.
You have no giants. Fascinating.
I find it very fascinating that you didn't have to do what your mother did and what her mother did before her and what her mother did before her forever and on. That's neat.
Is that what you have to do?
Well, that's what. But I wasn't very good at it. So it was a lot of like scrub that floors, Villyana, like that. But yeah, it was kind of expected that one day I would probably dress in a lot of leather skimpy outfits and tell men what to do.
Oh, well, I mean, that last bit is
Professionally.
Professionally. Well, kind of religiously. Yeah.
So more of a calling than a profession.
Yeah. But
Calling.
but yeah, I wasn't really cut out for it, so that's the whole
It's a lot
unicorn
to
bit
maintain.
from before.
I mean, I do come from a heavily female society, so it's not uncommon to do what my mother would have done before me. But
What did your mother do?
I guess she was kind of part of the City Watch, and I guess I ended up being part of the City Watch. So I guess I did end up doing what my mother was doing. So,
Well, there's no
but I
escape.
didn't. It wasn't like implied that I had to do it. And I feel like that's the distinction.
That's wild.
It was just kind of like a lot of us ended up being the City Watch. Like I said, we guarded a lot of secrets. So a lot
Was
of
your
us,
city a secret?
in a way.
Well, you did a pretty great job. I've never met another bunny lady, so mission accomplished.
I feel like we're pretty unique to our area. Our part of space. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you've got the friend in me, and Princess Friendship, and Starshine
Friendship.
Friendship.
How did you meet the princess?
Oh, funny story. I went to a bar where half-orcs give you jobs. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. Because I had all these new friends around me. And we went, and I think we were looking for a dead wizard. And these other wizards were being really mean to who I would go on to become my friend. This kind of, this flesh golem, they called it. And they were like, hey, you do what we tell you. But it was clear that their heart wasn't in it. So then I put a pretty crown on their head and said, I will be your friend. And they helped me kill those other bad people. And we've been friends ever since.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Remarkable.
It's a tale as old as time.
Indeed.
Girl meets half orc. Girl meets flesh golem. Girl get a wizard.
Funny story. It was actually the first stream on this channel, so
Go watch it now.
go watch it now.
It's called the test episode. And several characters from that have shown up variously throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's not insignificant lore to the first portions of our adventures.
Okay, yeah, so putting along, pushing forward, you all can't see out of this little ship, so you're very much relying on Yanara to kind of tell you if you're getting close or anything like that. But she says you're not far now, and Finmire kind of starts to maybe pray a little bit, and he pulls out like a little, what looks like it's like a flower made of jade kind of thing. And he kind of taps it to his heart and then puts it back in his pocket.
Do I recognize the deity?
Sure, yeah. Give me a religion check.
Natural 20.
Okay.
So that
I was going to
is-
ask for the same, but I
That's
think we're going to get our answer.
22.
Let's see. Oh, no. Not what I wanted. It is... Come on. Here we go. It's a symbol occasionally associated with Rylithane, who is an elven god of nature.
Rylithane, Rylithil.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm down with that. Deity. My point of view on gods is a little different than most people. But, okay. I still am into a deity, but more as a peer. Potentially, anyway. That's another story. Great. So, do I get a sense that their prayer is something they do like all the time, or that they seem nervous or something, sort of prepping?
Maybe a little bit of both. You can, the way he's kind of holding himself and the way he held it, and kind of, it was a very practice motion, so you can tell it is something he calls upon often, but he does seem slightly nervous. You're still in his estimation, enemy territory. He still is a defector. But you might also say he is a paladin. So he is used to calling on the power of his gods.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, cool. Beautiful.
But does Janara have any religious symbol on her that makes her allegiance clear?
She is... she had a very beautifully carved moon, kind of affixed to, like almost like a pin, affixed to her vest. So, Sehanine Moonbow is probably her god. Goddess of the moon.
I like that one. She does not burn me as much.
Does Sehanine and isn't Illustre the Drow moon deity? Do they have any sort of friendship?
Let's see. Let's see. Illustre is... She is a goddess of moonlight. Let's see.
We do not mention the Illustre heresy. But...
Oh, I know. It's a big deal down there.
Yeah.
I love Illustre. I think she's great.
Yeah.
She's sort of she's like...
But just like rebellious daughter energy, which makes you the good guy because you're rejecting the evil part.
Of course.
It doesn't say they're enemies, so yeah, they would be probably some overlap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's Illustre is occasionally worshipped as part of the word I never remember for the Elvish pantheon.
The Seldarine.
Yes. So yeah, there's overlap. I wouldn't say they are friendly nor enemies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they do have a slightly because one is straight up the moon and the other one's just moonlight. So it's like some people might think Illustre is an aspect of the moonbow, perhaps, but
co-workers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or maybe about like the product of moonlight, which is like can be lunacy, can be love, can be illusion, can be dreams. Who knows? As opposed to straight up just the moon, which is like different.
Yeah, and Sehanine is, as you said, dreams, mysteries, secrets, travel.
Right.
And the protector of the elven dead.
Right.
Change.
All elven gods are basically the god of change.
They're very fluid.
Chaos.
Yeah, they're all... Yeah. Okay.
So Corey will see the guy take out his little thing and put it back, and she'll say, "Is that an artifact in your pocket, or are you just nervous about this mission?"
Kind of slowly turns at you and he says, "Funny, it's a little. He acknowledges you made a joke, but he didn't seem like he found it particularly funny."
Well, he's not going to answer.
This thing on?
I thought it was hilarious, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Orpho looks at you sympathetically. Shakes his head.
I'm still waiting for the answer. I didn't get it. But, oh, yeah. I find things funny, too. When other people laugh, I laugh, usually, to feel like I'm fitting in.
Wow, that's sad. Okay. You all approach something you can't see. So you all land.
That's no moon I can't see.
Yeah. And the gangplank falls down, and Fenmayar kind of stands up, adjusts his rapier and shield on his back, and he looks at all of you and then nods and walks down. Yunara pulls herself out of the helm, nods at all of you and says, I'm going to do a once around and make sure the ship's good, but I'll be down in a second.
Okay. I will, get my double-bladed scimitar and in hand and sort of be ready and on my guard, and I'm going to follow, what's his name?
Fenmayar.
Fenmayar. I'll follow Fenmayar out, sort of scope out the sitch.
Mm-hmm. So you all, or rather, Orpho follows Fenmayar. He kind of, after looking around, he kind of loosens his grip from his rapier, but his shield is still ready on his arm, and he's kind of scanning. And can I get a perception check, Orpho, and anyone who else would like to step down?
I'm giving Princess Friendship the help action, and Princess Starshine is also doing that to get Princess Friendship out of the...
Okay.
So I will not be making any perception checks.
9.
9? Okay.
16.
Thank you.
Okay. Fenmayar did pretty well, too.
Those good ears.
Cora, you kind of standing above everyone as you are tall and on top of the gangplank still. You see what looks like... Okay, so let me describe the landscape around you. It's a very rocky, lunar-esque landscape. It almost looks like you're on an asteroid. You can still see above you the ginormous tree. You are towards the bottom of it, or as far as you can see. You can't see the top or the bottom ever. But you see mostly trunk, and you don't see any of the branches you saw earlier. You do see a couple hanging suns about. The ones down here, however, are bright red and glow very faintly, casting sort of almost a Mars-ish hue over the land. You can see it's rocky, but there is a canyon up ahead that looks like, built into the walls of it, that there are settlements. Like, that's kind of built up along the canyon walls are little pocket houses kind of thing.
I think I found your colony up over there.
Kind of nods and looks back at you and says, good. How do you want to do this?
Mm,
Are we assuming them peaceful?
I don't assume anyone peaceful. I hope they do not attack us. I certainly will not attack on sight. I think we should be cautious.
sounds good.
Does this red sunlight bother me at all?
Not at all, no.
Okay.
Does it
Yeah.
give her heat vision?
Actually,
Interesting.
roll on a wild magic
Yeah,
table.
it gives you cold vision and hot breath. You get Bizarro
Nice.
powers.
Hot breath. I've already got that one.
Me M talk a lot like Bizarro. You got me there.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
I'm a very Bizarro drow, for being honest. So, but okay, yeah. Once I'm out and scanning the area, since we are mostly expecting elves here, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, not taking the same exact manner of Fenmeyer's caution. I am particularly cautious around elves, so I will, despite the light not bothering me, I will take some effort to conceal myself a little bit.
Okay.
Enough so to be cautious of strangers, but hopefully my winning personality will win them over. They like when you make a lot of sudden gestures.
Right at them.
Right at them like a spider. Nature's friend.
Friendship. Princess Friendship just goes, friendship.
Friendship.
And has finally removed themselves from the tiny ship. Just kind of...
Starshine flittering around. Look. Listen.
Yunara comes down, nods and says, do we want to move forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does she seem similarly like extra cautious, or is this kind of Fenmeyer's deal that he's been hurt before?
It seems like it's Fenmeyer's deal.
Okay.
And he does seem to kind of defer to her most of the time.
Okay. She's moving a little more confidently, though, and
Yes.
not like we're expecting a lot of trouble. Okay, good.
So yes, she starts walking forward.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk in support of her. To her right.
What's everyone's passive perception?
Passive is 12.
Passive is 12.
Done.
Okay.
Oh, so that was a pretty good roll then, CC, because...
Oh yeah, I have a +0.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Corey is not very wise.
No. That's what's coming through.
Okay.
She is quite smart, though.
As you get a lot closer, you start to hear the occasional howl of wolves.
Oh. Okay. Is this normal for this region? A lot of wolf activity?
What kind of bird is that?
That's the hairy bird.
Yes, some sort of befanged, flightless bird.
Yeah.
Strange.
Terrifying.
Yeah. How far away does this howling sound?
Not terribly far away, since none of you have a particularly great passive perception.
That's true.
But having passively heard it, I'm going to make an active check.
Sure.
To try and...
Yeah.
Or can I do... Oh, it's the same. Never mind. Oh, that's better. 19.
Okay. Kind of stopping for a minute as your two accompanying elves did kind of stop, like, we heard that. But you sort of take a couple steps forward because that's what people in movies do when they're trying to listen harder. And you would say that the howling seems to be coming from the canyon settlements. And can I get nature checks from everyone, please?
Mm-hmm.
Or animal handling, whichever one's better.
Okay. Can I get a little help from my friend?
Sure.
Actually, I'm going to continue to use the wonderful in-app dice roller. Would you say nature? Yeah,
nature or animal handling.
You just like seeing those virtual dice tumble on your virtual sheet.
It's not. Oh shoot! Go ahead.
I got a 18 nature.
18.
You're our lead. I got 11. I rolled a 9.
Starshine got a natural 20 because my first roll was a 7.
Okay.
With advantage, I got the 21.
Listen, you idiot!
Look, over here.
Yunara did pretty well too. So, but Villyana, now that Orpho has kind of told you the direction the howling is coming from, you do suspect that they are tamed wolves.
Land bats. No, wait, Starshine's telling me wolves, tamed wolves. That makes more sense.
Does any of your research about this colony say that they might be wolf tamers?
Yeah, but they could be under the. They could be controlled by other creatures or forces that are perhaps attacking the colony. I'm gonna start to move at a clip. I'm gonna double move towards the valley.
Okay.
I mean, like, isn't Miss Marley on the ship like a druid or something? She could probably like control wolves or something. She's an elf.
Yeah, but she's back. I'm
just saying, like my knowledge of elves is they have the capability of controlling wolves.
Yeah.
I have a dumb joke, which is Mr. Practice obviously needs the necessary. And then I have a follow-up question. Does Corey feel any particular way about an obvious predator animal, like a wolf, versus her prey ancestry?
Oh, what? Because I'm a bunny? Is that why?
It wasn't me. It was Starshine. She's real rude about a lot of things.
I told her not to, but
I was like, "That's not cool," and she was like, "Just ask."
No, my people are very prone to forest living in hunter society. So
okay, yeah. See, I told you, Starship. Hurry up after Orpho.
Yeah, let's beat cheeks.
Okay.
To me, friendship.
Is that a bunny folk saying, "Beat cheeks"?
Yeah.
I like it.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Okay, so you all approach, and as you do, the rough lunar landscape quickly gives way to a proper, like, stone paved road.
Mm-hmm.
You can see outside of the canyon wall are a couple tents, and as you approach, you can see folks walking in and out of the tents, and you all would say they look like drow.
Mm-hmm.
They appear to be dark elves.
Oh,
okay.
Villyana, they are dressed unlike dark elves you would be familiar with. They are kind of wearing... a lot of these appear to be soldiers. They appear to be wearing metal relief masks and sort of thick helms with a like a mohawk down the center, kind of thing. Armored skirts, lace up, high sandals with big shin guard kind of things, and lots of little gladius short swords.
So, are these I ask our companions, are these the Armada types?
No. No.
Hmm.
Never seen. It kind of looks at Villyana. I've never seen drow like this before.
And nor have I, right?
No.
And so and like they have kind of facade faces, like they are faces on top of their faces, kind
Correct.
of masks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Um. No. Are they primarily female in charge? Like, do I get a sense of
No. No,
found in crushing the hierarchy?
no. Yeah, you can see that there appear to be both men and women giving orders.
Oh, weird. Okay. Are they all
they seen
soldiers,
us?
or they're clear citizens as well?
Out here, they all appear to be soldiers.
Okay. Okay. I'm not sure if I should pull my hood tighter or lower it.
Are there any distinguishing sort of symbols, flags, regalia that is a uniform?
Yes.
Yeah, look around for spider symbology.
Spider check.
Spider check, spider check.
Are your spidey senses tingling?
So
I sure hope not.
So you see, flying above one of the tents is a golden flag with a crimson red relief of a wolf, and in the wolf's mouth are a crossed sword and arrow, and it is like snapping them with its jaws.
That doesn't jump out at me from Sunday school, right? Like that's not
No,
whatever
it's
the
not
dark
one of the
Sehanine is or whatever.
Yeah, it's not one of the dark Sehanine or Celadrine, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
Hey, history elf. Do you?
Oh, that's a great question. I did say that's what he was.
History elf, we need you.
That's correct. That's better. Okay. Yeah, he's kind of looking and he says, I've never heard of elves with this kind of symbology before. It's similar to some human civilizations I've heard of, but never elves.
What human civilizations?
Yeah.
Kind of say, yeah, it's what human civilization. He says, from the sphere he is from, there was, he describes the Greek and Roman pantheon to you, and he says that was the predominant human religion of his sphere, or an ancient human religion.
I cast mage armor. Clearly.
But you said maze armor for a second. I was like, what made up bullshit spell is that?
That's right. First, you must solve
Made
a
of corn.
maze to even think about attacking me.
You have to go through a Zelda dungeon before you can.
Listen. Just Link rolling in a corner for 50 minutes. No, and I can, because that's one of my
Yeah, one of your freebies.
Yeah, but I will approach these elves, and I suppose I will lower my hood. I do prefer to go into the world trusting and optimistic, though drow in particular put me on more edge than flesh golems.
Yeah, as you approach, one of the guards steps forward, and their hands empty, they give you a hail and say, "Hail, citizen."
Hail. Yes, we are visitors here. Me and all of my friends. We seek refuge in your protection.
I will get the general.
Great.
General.
Kind of look back and shrug at everybody like,
yeah, Yunara's like, I don't know. I guess that's right.
okay.
I see war criminals. Kill them. Yeah, and as you are closer, you can see that in the canyon walls, a couple a couple hundred yards down, you can see like a little fenced-in area, and they do seem to be training wolves for fighting. Not like dog, like they are war dogs, not like
Right. Yeah.
it's not like some sort of terrible blood sport, but I mean, I guess that's kind of anyway.
Right.
War, the real blood sport.
Yeah. So a drowish man with close cropped white hair, kind of balding, you'd say. You don't see many elves who are balding, but
Stressful job.
yeah. Strong arms. Looks like he's gone a little soft in the middle, but he's wearing much fancier armor, and he's holding his helmet in his kind of in his arm, and it lacks the faceplate. And he approaches the drow, and kind of does that. Tries to reach out for your arm, like showing you his sword arm is free. Very awkwardly, kind of grabs your hand and then kind of lets go, like that wasn't right. Okay.
Okay. Extra strange to be approached by a drow male, but I am a progressive drow and I'm rolling with it.
He looks at the other elves and says, and then the bunny woman, and says, "Have your friends been cursed, citizen?"
No. Hold on. Have any of you been cursed?
Maybe they don't know about other people's.
Not that I'm aware of.
No, they are. This is their natural form. We are all guests to your sphere. Corey here is a bunny woman, and Orpho. Are you a ladrin? Or...
I am.
Yes.
Favorite.
Yes. That's Marty's problem, not.
I'm the most
Villyana's.
terrifying of all.
Yes. No, the Ladrin. Are you aware of the ancestry of the Ladrin? Or
yes.
These two have been hotboxing the whole time. They're high elves.
He says, "I understand. It has been many generations since we have received visitors, other elves. The Denzians of this sphere do not care for us very much."
Why is that?
Well, brother, I get it.
They think us barbaric. And they are speaking a Elven. And they say to their Sylvan ears, every word we say sounds like bar, 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 bar. It's a mocking term.
Not one that affords the respect a warrior normally termed by that.
No, I cannot.
No.
I cannot rage as a bonus action.
Shame.
And they
Seems
are
these
speaking...
days that we all should be able to rage as a bonus action.
Boy, wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?
and they're speaking Elvish. They're not speaking Undercommon.
Correct. It's a slightly weird dialect of Elvish, but you're understanding almost all of it. It's like Spanish to Portuguese or something.
They all sound like bore.
They're Borborians.
They're Borborians.
Way to absolutely bullseye the terrible origin of the word barbarian, by the way.
It's one of my favorite facts.
Well, we are all friends and coming in the interest of friendship, of course. I am Villyana Shadespire. I am an emissary of friendship.
Well, looks a little bit. Your name is Bad Guy Dark Spike. Looks a little bit at you. Gosh,
well, what's your name, Wolf Guy?
He kind of thinks on his name for a second, and then he goes, "Good point." His name is Warvius Sharpsword.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they're all on the nose. And I'll have you know that I am a great disappointment to the Shadespires.
Just ask Edward Nigma about that one.
Yeah. But looking around, I will find it's a little like I get it because again, I'm kind of used to the reputations of my people. Some of it earned, some of it not so much. But this seems like a pretty well regimented group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
The barbars is the least of my things.
May I address you? Pardon me. I am Orpho of Clan Practics.
He steps forward and offers you kind of the same. His shield or his sword arms free. Tries to shake your hand.
I do. I sort of osmosed, I think, what he was trying to do the first time with Villyana. So I try and do the best I can to accommodate him.
It is much more successful, only slightly awkward.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're meeting for the first time.
Exactly.
While we're being history nerds, can I ask a follow-up question? Does he go for the hand or does he go for the sleeve? Have they been hurt before?
He goes for the hand.
Okay.
So not been hurt before.
Seems.
Right. May I ask about your sigil?
Of course.
Can you speak to me about it? It's fascinating. I've never seen it before.
He says it is an important symbol in our mythology. The she-wolf that our patron suckled at the teat of before he was killed by his devious brother.
Yeah.
Oh. Romulus v. Remus. Got it.
Yeah, go Remus.
Right, go Remus. Okay. So Romulus is the dead one and Remus is the whatever they are.
Yeah, so they worship Remus and they believe he is some sort of martyr god that Romulus wrongfully killed.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Amazing.
Also, they hate Mars.
I see. But the mother will bite away all the weapons. Is that the idea?
Yes. So that she was the protector, and in their mythology, they believe she avenged Remus by killing her. It was a very circular thing. So they worship a dead god, and then they also worship. He kind of goes into it a little bit. He also says they worship. Where the hell is it? Ilia, who is the Vestal Virgin mother of Remus.
Huh. Wow. Fascinating. Thank you. And this is your town?
Yes.
And you are
all roads lead to Reem, he says.
Reem.
Don't they just?
This is the Riemann Empire?
This is the Riemann Empire.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
This is among my dumber ideas.
Surrender quickly if you hear their reputation. They're sort of a famous rear guard. Or...
I didn't think of it that way, but...
yeah.
Yes.
I
should have maybe thought about that.
Okay. So... You're encamped about your own town. Is this to protect yourselves?
Yes. He says there are many monsters that call this asteroid home. He says the most devious among them are purple worms, so we must protect the people inside.
Oh, I've only heard tell of those mighty beasts.
No, I have quite the deep shiver at that idea. Well, friend, we come to ask information and aid. I will defer a bit to my friend Yanara here, and Fenmeyer, where it was their idea to come, but I will liaise as well as I can.
He says, of course, you come bearing us no ill will. We will do what we can if it is not blasphemous. And Yanara kind of steps forward. It's like, these guys are weird, but it's not like a spider wolf, a wolf spider.
I was thinking the same thing, but that looks like a land's
It's a
bat.
wolf.
Nope,
A
a wolf.
Being told a wolf.
You know what a dog is?
Some kind of land bat.
Some sort of tame land bat.
I have a book. I can show
Domesticated land bat.
Yeah.
Sure.
So Yanara kind of starts to explain, and what did I say? This guy's not Warvius. He nods and he says, I know nothing of this, but there is a library in the city. Perhaps they would have more information for you. And he says, you have free reign. I just ask that you not break any laws. And he kind of lists, it's like, I'm sure the laws are the same. The laws are the same. They don't have anything weird. And they're not like anti-magic or anything like that.
Okay.
They are mostly divine magic, but they don't in their minds, they don't differentiate between arcane and divine magic. They believe it all comes from Ilya.
Okay. And I can fake it pretty well because all of my effects do come from a celestial nature. Well, we're in luck because I was a pretty bookish kid, so my favorite terrain is libraries. Like,
Oh, really?
many of my
I like
characters.
them too.
Like all Marty characters.
Yeah. Well, that would be fantastic. Yes, please. May we avail ourselves of your book house?
He says, of course. And he gestures down the canyon. He says, it's a very large columned building built into the right side of the canyon. You can't miss it.
Thank you.
That sounds like a dare. I miss it.
Okay. So, you all walk down the street, and yet you see a big sign that kind of there's Latin font says library. None of the letters are weird. No. There's no V or J. So,
Biblioteca.
Yeah. And yeah, you walk in, and you see there's a little bronze plaque that says donated by funds from the House Menzo Zenidir.
That's Liz's house.
That's
right?
Liz's fake house, yes.
I knew it. So, Alan Moore's right. Idea space exists. If you think of it, it comes into being. That's good.
Hey, I'm not familiar with this clan, but they sound pretty chill.
Yeah.
They specialize in imports and exports.
Okay. Well, someone's got to do it,
Yeah, and a very kind of buttoned up young woman kind of is sitting at the front desk, and she kind of looks up at you and sighs as someone enters her library.
Hello. Greetings.
Hey.
We are here to conduct some research. We were guided here by the General.
Kind of nods. It is a library. The General? Great.
The General. Yes. We're looking for information on the lost ones.
Kind of leans over and starts going through the Dewey Decimal System.
That was tremendously sexist. doesn't reflect well.
Well, it's what we have.
I guess it's.
She says, we have nothing on Lost Ones, and is there something else it might be under? I'll look under T. No, she looks under O. Sorry.
Purdue? No.
They like Clockwork something or others.
Clockwork Horrors, I think they were called.
That's it. Clockwork Horror.
Yeah.
She pulls out a thing. Clockwork Horrors. See Sarah in Space. Oh, just give me a book.
Jeez, yeah, come on. Am I right? So, I do actually have the Sage background because they didn't find another one that was particularly germane. This was kind of a default, but my favorite terrain actually is libraries.
Okay.
Can I either, like, if they don't object, can I just kind of, like, fade off and start looking myself, or...
Sure, the last time your character did this, it worked great.
True, I'm very good on my own.
Sorry, I was specifically talking about the last time your character did this in a library, which was not this character.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
I was in the middle of a song about books, I think. But yes, if I spend like an hour in here, can I find kind of the thing? And I can kind of... I would like to push back on the notion that casting friends is immediately an aggressive act, but if I can kind of talk my way into the library without using anything that's an outright lie, right? Like, when they realize that they've been cast a spell on, it's only, I feel, egregious if you've lied to them in some way or manipulated them.
Yes.
I simply mean to kind of be like, hey, I also like books. And you know, there's no need to bother you. You can get back to your sketchbook or whatever you were doing. And I could navigate your halls.
Mostly making fun of people who come into the library, so I mean...
Perfect.
This is rather...
Princess Friendships, stand here and be made fun of.
Friendship. Oh my god.
Yeah. Roast away, Roastmaster.
No, that seems cruel.
Yeah. Now we know that word's hard.
Leave one of the stuck-up elves. Fedmeyer will kind of...
Fedmeyer.
History nerd.
Kind of walk forward and be like, yes.
History elf. You need to...
Do you need somebody to like reach for high up books or something?
I almost certainly do. And now that I left Princess Friendship behind, doubly so.
Okay, so you start looking and you find... wrong one.
Yeah, like you don't necessarily have to say I win D&D, but I'm particularly adept at finding knowledge that I'm looking for.
Yeah, you do find a couple books on Sarenspace. Most of them are historical texts. And yeah, flipping through them, as I said, it's an Eladrin sphere. They had... kind of flipping back long enough, you actually figure out that these drow are from Sarenspace originally.
Oh.
They were a colony that was sort of left here. But it was predominantly Eladrin, other Fey creatures. It had many portals to the Feywild. There was several years where satyrs were in charge and nothing got done.
Oh my god, what a sweaty waste of time.
Population boom, though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's when they collapsed. Actually, it was
the overburdening of government agencies. But yeah, so a lot of the historical texts, lots about Coralon. It's fairly, there's nothing too weird other than this group of drow who are like nothing like you are familiar with, and you can kind of read their history. They hate a god named Mars, who is ironically a war god, and they seem fairly militaristic. But
weird.
Yeah, it's what he did to Ilya that they object to.
Okay. I probably do too. Oh, yep.
Yep. Oh yeah. Almost certainly.
Okay.
Um,
Checks out.
but then you find a more modern historical book, and it's all about this sort of a new ongoing problem called the Clockwork Horrors, which it turned out that over like 50% of the population of the sphere just outright denied existed, and if they did exist, it's not as bad as you think, and it's certainly not an elf-made problem, so we shouldn't do anything about it.
Okay.
It's maybe this is just what happens every once in a while in spheres.
Well, it doesn't sound like a heavy-handed metaphor to me, for sure. Sounds pretty right across the bow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But certainly, so you actually you can find some more information so I can read some things. Let's see.
Yeah.
Sorry, Daniel in chat is correct. No, remember what everyone says about politics and sci-fi. There should be no politics in sci-fi. I'm sorry, everyone.
This isn't sci-fi.
Not the wit.
Yeah,
No.
That's
this
science
is,
fantasy. So
This is space fantasy, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. This is science
Think it's
fact.
So you can
political
absolutely have,
AF.
political stuff and
Okay.
All right. So,
So let's see. So what you find is that Clockwork Horrors are regimented based on the kind of metal they are made of. So there is a rumored adamantine Clockwork Horror that is in charge of the hive mind.
Mm-mm.
And then under that is and then it's platinum, gold, electrum, silver, copper. So it's all of the currencies. Copper are the worst. The worst. They're drones, essentially. They're not very dangerous. There's a lot of them. And they kind of get more powerful and more intelligent the better their metal is. With, again, adamantine being sort of the hive queen.
You'll never take me alive, Kappa.
Let's see.
oh, but half of this book is giving equal time to other side-ism, which
Yes.
is saying that all of it is just nonsense.
None of it's real. They're not as intelligent as people say.
Yeah.
Um,
Understood.
the other thing is that you find is they fly around in what you were seeing described as a Neogi death spider.
Oh, geez.
So they
Okay.
they don't have a unique kind of ship. They took Neogi ships.
Which
Are
is
they
bold,
allied
but
with
don't
Neogis?
No, there is
No,
no
they-
evidence that they are
they
allied
took it.
with Neogi. It's the evidence seems to point to no, they decimated a Neogi world and just took their fleet.
So, right.
It's
Just
a bold move, Cotton.
appropriated their shit.
hey, look, Villyana spider.
Yeah. This makes me kind of like bittersweet, like a wistful, because spiders, and then also, spiders. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, this is like a death spider, so probably not great.
Is there a
And-
life spider?
Oh, interesting.
It's a question, right?
Yeah, the
Is
moonlight.
Villyana the
It's a
life
heresy.
spider?
Ooh,
Um,
I believe it.
as you're flipping through the book, Villyana, you all kind of open to a 2-page spread, and you all see a rough drawing of a Clockwork Horror, and they look something like a mechanical spider themselves. They only have 4 limbs, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, but they have a segmented body. The dimensions listed under it, 2 feet in diameter. The legs are an additional 2 feet, though, so it's like 4 feet in diameter total.
4-foot wingspan.
There is a big crystal in the front of it that appears to be, it's kind of labeled as an optic crystal.
Is that the vulnerability?
Maybe this does not speculate on that because it's well, we shouldn't attack them. They may or may not be hurtful.
Is it bright red and this kind of vaguely eyeball shaped?
It's
Can it be targeted?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
by my invisible sprite friend.
Yeah.
Okay,
you
good.
all would probably be like, oh, that's clearly its weak point.
Yeah.
When you target it, does it say weak point?
These people can't spay. It starts glowing and flashing the more you hit it.
Versus adamantine and platinum for sure. Gold is actually pretty soft. The rest of that might actually be its weak point.
Right. I mean, if they're true to their respective metals' natures, right? Because adamantine would suggest the toughest to penetrate hurt.
Mm-hmm. And Corey, you notice that roughly drawn on to the exterior of the thing are runes.
Can I tell which ones they are? Or what they would do?
Yeah, they are runes that would be used. I don't know if your people would do this, but to essentially create golems. They could give life to inanimate objects.
That would definitely be something they would do.
But they are very complicated. Like, not that your people didn't necessarily have them, but they are giving these things an intelligence that typically you would not give to golems. And some of them look... Essentially, they look added to after the fact. Like, some of them are very deep and basic, and then the more complicated bits of it have been added later.
Oh. Like somebody wanted to make them smarter?
Yes.
Sounds terrible.
Hey, history elf.
Kind of looks up from being berated. Yes, Corey.
I got some runes to show you.
You may continue mocking me in a moment. Kind of comes over, and yeah, he looks at them, and then he looks at you, and he kind of like shares that same look of like, why would you want to do that?
That's kind of what I'm wondering. And tell me if I'm wrong, but it looks like they wanted to make them smarter after they had already made them?
He kind of studies them for a moment longer, and he says, "You're right."
I mean, typically, when we make golems, we just, put them on, like, hey, yo, guard that treasure over there or something. You don't need a whole lot of intelligence for that.
So, then why do they need to be smarter?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
Was it like the difference between a golem and a warforged? As far as complexity?
You would say, based on what Corey and Fenmeyer are kind of describing to you, they would be less complex than a warforged. They do not have true sapience. They're not individuals.
So they're just higher functioning AI.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
Like Siri Plus.
Yes.
What Siri can really do that we don't know about.
Yeah.
What Siri is currently doing in the background of your phone that you
That's
don't know
right.
about.
Yes.
Number 7 will shock you.
That's a good laugh.
Literally, it will shock you.
Oh no.
The lightning bolt will shock you.
Orpho, you've been in space the longest. Can I get a...
Space check?
Yeah, either an Arcana or History check for me, please.
Okay. Boink. Well, I just rolled a great 5. Plus 4 is 9.
Take advantage on it, because Yanara will help you with it.
That makes it a 13, so, yeah.
Okay.
That nat 20 was I shot my wad earlier. So.
A 13. Okay, so I think even with a 13, you would know that Neogi Death Spiders aren't proper Spelljammer ships. There's something called Life Jammers.
Ugh,
Which
they suck life out of people?
They suck life out of people. But living things, not constructs. Which means that there is something alive on board these Clockwork Horror ships. They have to power it somehow.
Oh, God.
Oh, I don't
terrible.
like that.
So...
Do Neogi, like, typically use, like, their slaves?
They typically
for
use
that?
slaves or their Umber Hulks for it. Last resort, they use Umber Hulks because they are the most prized. They like how many Umber Hulks you have is like a societal kind of measuring stick. It's terrible. Their society's garbage.
Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
they ride around in life-sucking death spiders, so not gonna guess they're that great.
Each conflict with them is a potential humanitarian mission to save someone from that horrible fate.
Yep.
Which inspires action against them, absolutely. Yeah, it seems like the Elder Hester is really onto something with this quest. This is terrible. We must oppose them at every point. So, what do we know about where they are now? Saren space?
So Saren space is several sphere. It is. You find a little map in one of these things of the known spheres, which first of all is not all of them because you're like, well, Toral's not even on here, like, and that's a big one. So these people were kind of like, we are explorers, and they don't even have some of like the huge kind of important spheres on here. Like they don't have the Triad, which is Greyhawk, Dragonlance, and the Forgotten Realms. They're the most important spheres. But they do have a couple, and connecting to fairy space eventually. So you could get there from here. It would take you a while. It's kind of on the other side of the reaches. Oh shit, what was I going to say? Oh, but so as far as you have heard, Saren space was totally destroyed by these guys. And these books aren't... they don't seem very new. They seem fairly old, and some of them... there are big gaps in kind of the time periods they are covering. And it claims the one book that's like, are Clockwork Horrors really in danger? Isn't it just the Earth's natural cycle kind of thing? That one seems like it kind of ends with and who can say there's no hole in the ozone layer? We'll patch it right back up with lasers.
With aerosols.
Just spray it right into the hole. I mean, we did make the hole smaller. I can't remember how, but we've done it. It's not closed, I don't think.
I think less aerosol.
I think it's less aerosol. And more seaweed. That helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Alright. Can we say we have anything conclusive to bring back?
Certainly, yeah. You've learned about their hierarchy. If you could convince the lady to either let you copy this book or take it, this has a lot of valuable information in it. Also, a lot of totally useless pseudoscience in it.
Right. So
For
it's going to
balance.
take some time to fish through what the good seed and the chaff is, right?
And if you were interested in the history of Saren space, the other book is dry but useful as a sort of, maybe even as a, like, you could if you combed through it with a little more time, maybe were the Clockwork Horrors looking for something in Saren space? Did they pick it for a particular reason, or is it totally random?
Right.
But if you you find a couple spheres and you can find something in common by gathering books and lore about all of them, you might be able to find a pattern.
Right. And so if we take these out of the library, we have to bring them back.
Presumably, yes.
Or copy them.
But yeah, you could also...
Our greatest weapon is a library card, I've been assured.
Yes.
Never failed.
And sorry if I'm misremembering something that you just told us not too long ago. Did you say that these Roman or Riemann drow were from Saren Space?
They were, yes.
Originally,
Do we
Originally.
have like a timeline on when they might have departed?
They say you can find that they left 10,000 years ago.
Also, I guessed, are they?
Yeah, so several generations of elves, but not like that long.
But how is that in like context to when the Clockwork Horrors came?
Oh, the
to...
Clockwork Horrors seem to have come there 2,000 years ago, from what you can tell.
Okay, so they left like well before.
Yes.
So this was a known problem. The Clockwork Horrors were a known problem, like way, way before these elves left.
After.
No, after, because they had direct they had some contact with Saren Space up until the sphere was destroyed.
Okay, just wanted to check and make sure.
Right. So
that they weren't just like sitting on their hands for
and this
8,000 years.
No, and this librarian looks young enough that she just doesn't even remember ever having met someone from Saren Space. She's like 200 maybe.
Yes, someone convinced the sassy book matron to let us pass. I have a secondary mission I would like to look for, unless I am needed to do the sassy book matron part.
What you want? Do you want to get some food ingredients?
No, I have another piece of information I would like to see if there is any evidence of in this.
Oh,
library.
all right.
Oh, is
So,
it? About
well, I'll
more
inquire as
friends?
to taking the books out and when to return them, etc.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you head up to the library and she kind of looks at you and says, "You want to borrow those books?"
We do.
Okay. You're gonna have to fill out a library card. The rental period is 3 years, so just
That's
please
fine.
return them. Late fee after that is every year is 1 gold piece.
Okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
jeez, wow.
Yeah, we're elves.
Robbery.
Does this library function on donations or?
Yes, yeah. There's a little box.
Okay, I'm
Coin slot.
gonna put 3 gold in as well ahead.
She has you put your name on a little paper star that she hangs out behind her desk.
Oh, nice! I like it. Maybe one of my missing filial diaspora
Oh, sure.
see
Yeah.
my name there and go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Wait a minute. A library card is my greatest weapon.
That's right.
But
Every
yeah,
show has to have it come back.
yeah. Because they're elves, they don't. You can take it and just please bring it back in the next couple of years.
Right. I mean, I could get some humans work on copying it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No.
You certainly would copy it well before then, and just have it sent back.
Yeah, right.
You can always mail them. Drop them off at any of the major spaceports. They can mail them eventually.
Oh, that's cool. That's book rate. Scroll rate, whatever. Cool, great. Well, I'll get the card going. I'll be the face for this endeavor. You guys can be a part of the paperless trail.
I'm off the grid.
And Villyana, what was the other thing you wanted to look for?
Any evidence within the library, mentions of or books written by or otherwise traces to the family name Practics.
Oh.
I believe I have a new friend who had some concern. I would remind you that I have the bullshit sage background.
You do. So I will say, unfortunately, when Timothy was talking about backstory, I did have to take my headphones off for 1 second to get a charger. So,
That's cool.
Can you just quick go through it again for me, Timothy? And I'll.
Yeah, basically, my grandfather did the Summer Queen a great service, and she awarded him with a title, but also his own sort of roving court, because he never wanted to. He resisted court sort of appointments because he wanted to travel, and they said, "Well, here you can do both." So it's this sort of pocket dimension that he had his own sort of hub of arts and exploration, and they traverse interdimensionally. It would take the form of a ship or a island, or it could appear TARDIS-like, And then one day it was attacked. The entire family was sort of sent off into different points, if not destroyed. Kind of a retributive strike kind of effect. And he's been sort of trying to get his head together and wandering ever since.
So yes, looking for any evidence of known practices in the
So
practices.
you find a play about fairies, written by one William Sway Lance.
Mm-hmm.
It's called A Midsummer Day's Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Midwinter Day's Nightmare. There we go.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, and there is a practice that is a minor character and a kind of a noble to the Summer Queen. His name I don't think is Titania in D&D, but
I think it is.
is it? It is. It is Titania. Okay, so it is. Or in this version, it's Tiandra, because that's one of our other names.
Tiandra, yeah.
So,
it's not Titania. But...
No, sorry, it's both. But I just wanted it to not be Titania, because that's from
Midsummer, right?
I want it to be,
It's from William Swaylands.
So there's that. It's not necessarily historically. It's a pretty good play. But,
sure.
Yeah. So there's that. There is.
It says jackass a lot.
You can tell he's really clever with words.
Yeah. He gets away with saying ass a lot.
And then other than that, you find like a peerage that has the family in it, and listed under the nobles of the summer court kind of thing.
Okay.
They're in there. It seems pretty complete. It's a list. It doesn't have terribly much information on any of them. It's just kind of a list. And actually, you can see that the book looks like it has been updated over time by someone else. Because parts of it are hand-drawn and written, or all of it is, but parts of it are clearly in someone else's hand. Kind of like they took the original printing and they're like, well, this person got married, so you added in. They had kids, you added in. But there's nothing on any of like their current whereabouts.
Okay, but has it been updated by hand in say the last 2,000 years?
Orpho is listed on it.
Okay.
So it's as up to date as that.
Well, my friend Orpho is filling out a library card. I will tear that page out.
Terrible.
You're gonna cough. You're gonna be like,
a true crime.
That's an absolute villain. It's in my name. My name is Bad Guy Dark Spike.
Yeah, you could have just borrowed the book, but no, you have the piece of paper.
No, this is much more shady.
Spire.
We got there. But yes, I will take the peerage because Orpho did not mention more than their grandfather, so maybe this will be helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It might. It has a fairly extended relative, so you might be able to find people who weren't lost even. That Orpho may not know he is related to, kind of thing. You know, it's like, oh, they're like my fifth cousin or whatever. But
right.
There might be a
Someone
landline.
else in the family might know, and they might have gone or whatever, or been taken in or whatever.
Yeah, because you don't even know the mechanism of how it could have sent you to a place of importance in your history.
I'm not even sure
like
how long ago this happened relative to the rest of the world, because of the nature of where it happened. Because when was always a setting, if that makes sense.
And then I'll just whistle innocuously until we're ready to go. There's no way that calls attention to
shaking the
myself.
lamination on my card. Villyana, you ready?
Oh yeah. What?
nothing.
I'm innocent.
Corey is gonna approach Villyana and be like, while she's doing like research and stuff, and be like, "Hey, you know, like books and stuff, right?"
I do. Yeah.
Could you do like a quick look around and see if there's any mention of like a I don't know, like a hero of night or anything?
Rape. Yep.
Sure.
A hero of night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold please.
Let's just keep throwing curveballs about
Andy,
our beta characters at Andrew right now. Yeah, we have stories too.
Do you have the lunar calendar for that year, Andy?
The better calendar.
Yeah, were there more hops grown that year, or?
It was a bad year for barley.
That'll be the title of one of the episodes. A bad year for barley.
Bad year for barley. As long as
Barley will be Marley's unknown twin sibling.
I was gonna say, as long as it's not a bad year for Marley.
Yeah,
that's right.
A rad year for Marley.
Barley is like the bad Marley.
Okay.
It's your mirror universe opposite. Nice.
Has a goatee. Okay. You find a book of legends, sundry legends of lesser spheres. It's like, well, that's hurtful.
Wow. Ouch.
And this library is massive, by the way, so this is taking a while. But, so the hero of night is a legendary hero, one whom legends are written of, prophecies, that seeks to rebalance the world between the Radiants and the Devourers, I think. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm reading this. Okay. And there are groups dedicated to finding the hero of night. You can find that there is a group that Corey has perhaps never heard of, called the Midnight Society, the Order of the Full Moon. There's a couple kind of knightly orders associated with attempting to fulfill this prophecy, to find the hero of night. Some of them are not convinced that there is like an actual specific person, more that you can kind of trigger the right circumstances so that you can kind of artificially create the hero of night. Sort of like how Amanda Waller tries to create Terry McGinnis as Batman.
Oh, sure. Just invoke tragedy after tragedy on them. With a little DNA. Don't worry about it.
But that's kind of... And that seems like a fairly new book. It's actually like mechanically printed. So...
Oh, on a machine?
Mm-hmm.
On a press?
On a press.
Oh, wow. All the letters line up.
Crazy.
That's new.
It's going to take me forever to read. Letters are so tiny. Where are my cheaters?
Okay. Well, Guess I'll just keep looking out then.
I hope that was helpful to you.
Yeah,
What-
yeah.
What
It's
is this
kind of a
hero
long
night?
shot, so
Well, after we got past that, the romance series called Legends of the Night, which was different. Real ribald fantasy.
yeah. I just this is what originally I was out here to do. So
To
before.
become the hero of night.
Oh no! To look for them. I would never
Oh,
presume.
Why would you
Myself.
want to find them? You want to serve them, or you want to fight them, or?
So they can save my planet.
Oh,
Oh wow! Shoot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're here. Do you need someone to help you?
I'm only good at night. Does that help you?
You could be the hero of night.
I'll help you search.
I mean, just if you can keep like a lookout. There's a lot of people looking for them right now. So.
Well, why is the hero of night only the one who can help? Or are
Well, you're asking a loaded question, Orpho.
they? All right. I'm very long-lived. Perhaps you aren't. And if
We have a
that's the
long way
case-
to hero space. We can probably cover it.
But oxygen is
true.
at a premium.
Oh,
Oh,
true.
that's true. Yunora says they can fly by one of the oxygen-rich planets, grab some. You should be okay.
Yeah, okay. We'll just keep touching base.
Oh, can we get carryouts, like bags of oxygen, so we can huff it on the way, so we can talk more?
You put a big grocery bag over your head. It'll be fine.
So, highly recommended.
Yes, there's not art about that on every bag telling you not to do it at all.
Put
It's
my
actually
baby
the
in this
reverse.
bucket. That seems dangerous.
It's actually full of oxygen.
Well, that's what the sign says, I think.
Okay, is there anything anyone else would like to do? Otherwise, we can pick up here next time if we want to, or just cut right back to the crew of the Charming Anecdote.
I do think we got good intel. If there's more value in this, I will do the silly voice forever. So I'm happy either way. I think we got good. I think everything moved forward. So I'm content to have us meet up somewhere midstream, or if you wanted us to fight more wolf people or something, then we can do that as well next time.
If we need to protect from purple worms or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll fight the purple worm. I should not. I'm a third level character. We're all third level.
We're all third level characters. You went up against a mind flayer.
Maybe
There we yeah. Listen, it was terrifying. I almost had my brain ate.
I know. Obviously a connoisseur of rich food.
Hester had some hateful things to say about it.
Really? About you getting eaten almost?
That it would starve.
Oh, no. Really?
That's
No,
rude.
listen.
You know,
We're
sometimes
mending.
small
It's an
folk
arc.
have a lot of overcompensating.
She has several advanced degrees.
maybe
I
she's just
know.
intimidated by, another person that's also very smart.
I do have a +1.
I mean, you've rocked this library, so
Thank you very much. I almost wish she was here to see it, because then she might just kind of be like, "Wow, you can read."
listen, you don't have to prove anything to her.
No, you don't. Do you like Minerva?
Minerva's a very nice owl person.
See? She's
Yeah.
great to hang out and read with.
Yeah.
I heard that her and Marley are putting together like a Finer Things book club.
Oh,
You could
really?
probably
I'm
join
interested
that.
in that.
Okay.
And I also play Dragon Chess if anybody's open for a game. I always am.
I like everything my friends like, so yeah.
Oh, have you played Dragon Chess?
No, but I'm willing to learn.
Oh, I'll teach you. I have
Okay.
a portable ball. We on the way back we can play chess and talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get those carry-out bags of oxygen. Is there like a Phlogiston Wawa? We're gonna stop and get sandwiches too.
I understand their hard-boiled eggs are quite good.
Oh no, wait.
There's sushi.
Their sushi
Who
is
did you talk to about that?
to die for.
You brought.
Uh,
No, wait. You brought
Mostly
food,
knife
didn't you?
eat.
Can you bring food along?
I always have food. I did.
Right,
I
but-
brought my gathering bag and my Athame, but
But nothing. Did well, I guess
I have
all
some
we found
snacks.
is moon
I have
rocks,
some road mushrooms. It's
road
interesting.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
Make sure you grab the right road mushroom, though.
Yeah.
Either way, it's the right road mushrooms. You know what I mean?
Sure, sure. As
Yeah.
long as you can identify it.
Yeah.
They both take you on a different journey, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we got good intel, and chess game will be good.
Yeah. No, I think identifying the hierarchy, the fact that Nyogi death spiders might be involved. Yeah,
That's
I think
terrible. I mean,
I think we got some stuff. I think the elder Strongheart in particular might be chuffed by our intel.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be something you can tell Lily.
Yeah, we'll
Her
let
mom
you
is
tell.
visibly pleased
her.
with what you've researched. Don't get her.
Yeah, then you can have like a rival, almost sister-like thing going on.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, my sister's much taller.
Well, that's not hard.
I think her sisters are much shorter.
We have
Interesting.
that in common.
Is Lily the tallest of her family?
She's the youngest.
Right. That tends
Um,
to make taller people. My brother's taller than I am. He's
Oh,
younger than me. For example. It happens sometimes.
My brother is
Yeah, my brother is much taller than me.
I'm the youngest and the tallest. Shit.
See? And the funniest, too, I'll bet, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Youngest are always funniest. Kurt Vonnegut says the youngest sibling is always the funniest because nobody takes them seriously, and the only way they can get any play at the table is to be the funny one.
Oh, that doesn't hold up. In
I
my
can
family.
speak to that, by the way.
I'll talk about that later.
Yeah. It's Kurt Vonnegut. Hey, whatever.
I mean, I love Kurt Vonnegut, but
Hashtag garbage Dan. Hashtag best Dan.
hashtag best Dan at the
Yeah.
same time. Okay, outros and plugs. Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy. Orpho Practice for today's game. I had a lot of fun playing these characters. We haven't really taken them out for a spin, and it was very nice. Thank you for today's game. Thanks to everybody who's sitting in on chat. I've been watching. I feel like it's Liz and Dan, and maybe some others, but anybody who's checking out on YouTube, this is a good, fun, awesome game. Enjoy it very much. We haven't been back, and this is our 3 weeks since we played, so it's nice to be here. So thank you.
Excellent. Cece.
Hi, I'm Cece, aka Soup, aka Soupska on Twitter and Instagram. If you like the overlay you see before you, and also a lot of the character portraits that are on your screen, you should consider checking me out on those social media platforms. And then I also want to say Happy Pride Month.
Yay.
And Marty.
For sure. Yes. Thank you for joining. It might be worth mentioning at some point in the opening that we actually do all play 2 characters, and some are smaller than others, which is what Timothy was alluding to, that these are kind of our interns. But a very good B-side stream this week, and I like that we can faff about just as much in our off-brand characters. But yes, also, why don't you click a like or a subscribe or a bell or arrest the cops who shot Breonna Taylor? Whatever you got. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Lives matter.
Yeah. That's it. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe and well, and let's fix problems. I don't know what else to say. It's hard. That's it. Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.